Hi, this is Nyssa Ehsani presenting Adult Crime, Adult Time, mock juror perceptions of culpability in juvenile suspects with autism spectrum disorder. Currently in Australia, broad brush political policies and media narratives are increasingly painting children and adolescents as culpable adults, despite these populations' well-established vulnerability. Research suggests that juvenile suspects face unique developmental and social challenges when navigating the criminal justice service. Their still developing brains render them ill-equipped for processing within adult legal systems and also more vulnerable to making false confessions, particularly when they're under a lot of pressure. This issue becomes more pressing when we consider juveniles who also have a disability. Individuals with autism spectrum disorder, ASD, often exhibit higher levels of compliance, and they struggle to understand the intentions and motivations of others, putting them at a further risk of self-incrimination. So without awareness, recognition and understanding of these vulnerabilities, juries may misinterpret courtroom behaviour, overlook the role of coercion in police interrogations, and fail to recognise false confessions. In 2023, it was reported Australia incarcerates juveniles, citizens at a higher rate than comparable countries like England, Wales, and Canada. Research out of the United Kingdom indicates disproportionately high prevalence of ASD among incarcerated individuals. However, there is very little data in Australia to support this. Australian research does highlight that ASD prevalence is highest among children and adolescents and is increasing at unprecedented rates. Given these trends, it is critical to examine how jurors perceive and respond to juvenile defendants, particularly those with an ASD diagnosis, to ensure that legal decision-making is just. So the proposed research project will examine how those eligible for jury duty respond to the intersections of a suspect's vulnerability, specifically whether age or autistic status influence jurors' perceptions of culpability. To do this, the study will employ a 2-by-2 between subjects design in order to avoid carryover effects. So independent variable 1 will be age of suspect, juvenile or adult. Independent variable 2 will be autism diagnosis or not. So in terms of methodology, the project requires a minimum convenience sample of 128 jury-eligible adults, which will recruit via social media and snowballing. This sample size is based on precedents in the literature. Comparable studies have used sample sizes that range from 128 to 161 participants. To investigate the research question, we will create 4 conditions by manipulating information provided to participants about a fictitious suspect. Once randomly assigned to a condition, participants will read an adapted version of a vignette validated from prior research depicting a suspect's arrest, police interrogation, and courtroom proceedings. Finally, the participants will complete a survey assessing their perceptions of the suspect's confession credibility, but we'll also have measures adapted from existing literature that will evaluate honesty and likability. It is crucial to understand courtroom dynamics and the effects that these have, or the implications that these have for vulnerable suspects. Results from our study will help inform police screening and interrogation investigation procedure. It will also help to educate courtroom decision makers, including the inclusion of expert testimony, as well as the provision of liaison and diversion services for vulnerable suspects. Thank you for listening.